friends. I'm Laura, and welcome to my podcast, Her Journey Towards Change. This is a faith-based life coaching podcast for women who, like me, are on a journey to live the best life possible. And then something happens, something unforeseen, and everything changes. Life feels foreign and you feel stuck. And it's difficult to move forward, and reaching out can be hard, right? Believe me, I know. If this is you, this podcast is for you. I don't claim to have all the answers, but I know who does. God wants more for us, for you and for me. You were created to live your best life. So I hope you will go on this journey with me to a more positive perspective and take those hard steps together through her journey towards change. Together, let's break through the barriers which are holding us back from achieving what God has called us to be. So let's go, and I hope you will go on this journey with me. Well, hello, friends, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Laura, your host, and I am so glad that you are here today. Today is Tuesday's Talk, where I bring on a guest, and today's guest is Pamela Henkelman. And not only is it just Tuesday, but it is my very first episode of 2021. This is season 6, and I think it is episode number 68. So I met Pamela in a group called Hope Writers, which is a community of working writers that are dedicated to helping each other make progress as they learn to balance the art of writing with the business of publishing. And they take seriously the creative, social, and spiritual call to the deep work of sharing their stories and ideas with the people who need them the most. So because Pamela is one of those hope writers who has so much to share, I had to bring her on. So let's get on with the show, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome back to the podcast. I am finally back on after 6 months, and my first guest today is Pamela Henkelman. And I want to read a little bit about her before I bring her on. Pamela is an enthusiastic encourager with a passion to speak, write, and coach. She believes all of life flows from our intimacy with God, and she helps weary, discontent Christian women build a deep bond with God and understand their identity in Christ as beloved. Pamela's favorite way to connect with her readers is through her monthly Beloved Notes newsletter and her weekly blogs. And if you would like to receive some of those blogs, posts, and things in your inbox, hop on over to her website at PamelaHenkelman.com and just sign up for all the good stuff. Pamela also lives in the Midwest and is married to her pastor. They have 5 adult children and 2 grandsons, and they will be celebrating 33 years of marriage in October. So I bring you Pamela Henkelman. Hello, Pamela.
Hello. I'm so glad to be with you today, Laura.
I am so glad to meet you. We've seen each other so much on the internet, on Hope Writers, in the different groups that we're in. And it's good to finally hear your voice and be able to meet you virtually, I should say.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself that I haven't read yet.
Well, I'm an empty nester, like 2 years in, so it's very quiet. It's so quiet. I don't hardly know what to do with myself with the 5 kids.
How do you like it?
COVID has been hard for me because I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, and so I'm energized by people. So all this time by myself is not good for me. So that's been hard. And just missing people from church has been really hard. We've led churches for 20 years. And so just missing our people, missing connections. But also the emptiness is fun because my husband and I just walk around saying, we can do whatever we want. We can do whatever. Our life isn't run. Yeah, our life isn't run by our kids' schedules anymore. So that's fun. It's a sweet season.
It is. I have two grandchildren myself and my two adult grown children, and I know what it's like to be able
Yeah.
to actually have a life. And you have the two grandkids, and it's like a totally different world with grandchildren than it is with your own children.
It
And
sure is.
it is. It's a blessing.
Mhm.
So you're married to your pastor.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's his name?
His name is Bob. Yeah, we have a blessed marriage. We both came from broken homes, and we really wanted to be intentional about our marriage and our family. And so we have just worked hard to figure each other out, to serve each other, to just be kind, to have each other's back. So it's good. It's sweet.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're located where? Where do you live right now?
I'm in Princeton, Illinois.
Okay. And what is it like there with COVID?
Oh, Illinois was horrible. We were one of the worst when it first started, so everything closed down, and so we've been very, very restricted most of the time. We got a little break like from June to September, October, but it's been very
I'm glad you're able to stay healthy. Same here in Tennessee. It's they say that we are the worst in the world per capita.
Wow.
So I know my husband and I have not had it yet, but my son has. He lives in Nashville, and my daughter lives here in Knoxville, and she has it, and my son-in-law. So we've just been very careful. Christmas was different. We had to do it through FaceTime. So we're just making do.
That's right.
So I want to talk about one of your blog posts.
Sure.
And it is called "She Loves God, but He Seems Distant." Do you remember writing that one?
I do. I remember that.
Okay. Is it okay with you if I read a little bit of it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It says, this is how it starts out. She loves God. She's walked with him for many years, but she's tired. She's tired of the same old relationship. She keeps trying to work her way back to him, but doing all the right things. She's diligent, but utterly frustrated. Deep down, she feels empty, but doesn't know what to do. She loves God, but he seems distant, and she can't figure out why. She's gone through her mental checklist. I'm serving him by giving him time, gifts, and finances. Check. I attend church regularly. Check. I throw up some prayers in the morning. Check. I try to get along with my husband. Check. I'm raising these kids the best I know how. Check. I try to read the Bible. Check. Yes, even after doing all of these things for God, she's not quite connecting with God. She reads her Bible, but there's no wonder jumping off the pages. She can't always relate to the stories or understand how they apply to her. She tries to listen for God's voice, but mostly she hears the lies of condemnation, shame, and she hears nothing at all. This reinforces her lack, which causes her to move further away from God. She's praying about things, deep things, hard things, and yet she feels like her prayers bounce off the ceiling. She's begged, pleaded, even bargained with God, and still he doesn't answer her prayers the way she wants. So she assumes he's mad at her. She longs for something deeper and richer, but is frustrated with how to get there. The formula falls flat. The awe of God is gone. She feels alone, isolated, and disappointed in her relationship with God. And she looks around for her Christian friends, and it seems they feel the same way. Where are the people who have a deep connection with God? She wants to find them and talk to them, maybe find a mentor. She feels hopeless and stuck. So that is a lot. That says a lot. I know somebody like that. I'm sure you do too. Who, can you tell me what this was all about when you wrote this?
Yes. I was writing about myself, and I was writing for every Christian woman who has felt like that. Through the years, as I've sat with women, like my favorite thing is to have coffee with women and to just talk
Yeah.
and to just hear their heart. And I would hear these things. And I I wanted something more. I wanted something different. I loved God, but he seemed so far away, and I was doing all the right things. And eventually I learned just to relate to God in a different way. I knew that it wasn't about duty, that doing all these things for him, it wasn't so that I could earn his love, because I already had his love. I'm completely accepted. I'm his beloved. And so I just went on just a journey of wanting to build intimacy with God, because what I experience so much with Christian women is that they know a lot about God, and they're happy to do things for God, and they're happy to be busy in the church, but they don't really know God. Like, there's a difference between knowing about God and knowing God. And so it's been like kind of my life mission to help women understand what it means to really know God, to have a connection, to have intimacy with God.
So what age was this that you were? Like, give me a little bit of background, like, how old were your children? Was this something like that just kept you busy? Like, were you just busy, like it was like busy work in the church, but yet?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I loved God. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was devoted, but there was not just the sense of awe that I carry now. And I think I didn't grow up in the church. So I came to the Lord when I was 20 or 21. And so I don't have family history, family heritage that would teach me what it means to love God and to have a relationship with God. So I was literally just kind of watching people around me, watching what people did, watching women at my church. And I met this lady in my church, and I just asked her to mentor me, and she literally showed me how to do it.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and it was like, her name was Winnie, and she was many 40 years older than me, and she just took me under her wing, and she had a vibrancy about her that I wanted, that I craved. Like, when she talked about Jesus, she just lit up, and she wasn't loving him out of duty. She wasn't loving him because she had to. Like, she literally believed everything she said, and I wanted to be that kind of woman. And so I worked really hard to heal the broken areas in my life. I grew up in an alcoholic home, so you have all that. Then I had another thing happen where my stepdad actually shot my mom, and that's how my whole family came to the Lord. So we had some really hard things, and I had a lot of healing that I needed to go through. And so I just purposed in my heart to get to know God. Like, something flipped in me, and I wanted to just know him. I just didn't want to know about him or do things for him.
That totally makes sense. So how long did this go on for, do you think?
Which part?
The part that you didn't know him. How long of a...
I don't think it went on real long, just because of maybe about 7 years. I think just then we had some big things happen in our life that caused me to draw near to God, because I wouldn't have survived them if I hadn't.
Right. So when you had this mentor, her name was
Winnie.
Winnie.
Yeah.
Winnie.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about her that helped you? Like, what did she actually show you that you didn't know already?
I think she modeled a love for the word, and not like in a religious way. If I don't know how to say that any better, but like, the spirit of religion is very detrimental to us. She modeled intimacy, I guess. And the way she prayed, the way she talked to God, the way she had faith, she filtered everything in life through God. It wasn't like God was just something she dealt with on Sundays and Wednesday nights. So I'm like,
Right.
her whole life just encompassed God.
So I know what that's like. I myself have been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, there's still moments now, like right now, we're not attending what you would say the formal church assembly
Mm-hmm.
because of COVID, but I do it online, which is
Mm-hmm.
totally different. I mean,
Yeah.
I do miss the people.
Yeah.
I do miss being involved in church activities. I do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss being able to be with friends and get to know people on a one-on-one basis.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you and I are not the only ones that have went through this, and there's probably more women out there that are going through it or will be going through it if they haven't
Mm-hmm.
yet. What
Yeah.
what could you say to them that could give them a spark to help them?
Yeah. I think I wrote about it actually most of this year, and I just came up with 5 attributes needed for a close connection with God. And I started with longing. Have you ever looked at your longing? Like, I hid my longing. My longing was stuffed under, it was behind all my children. It was behind all the things I did for the church. It's just like, it wasn't even on the radar. But when I looked at my longing, I realized I want God. I really want to know God. I want to be close to him and believe him for the hard things and trust him for the hard things. And so when I first started looking at my longing, it's like it awoke something in me to make me want to pursue God more in a deeper way. And then I, through the years, I learned how to hear God's voice. Like, I wanted to hear him each day. I wanted to know without a doubt that it was him speaking to me through
So
his
you
word.
had to search. You
I
searched.
searched. I searched. I searched. I was diligent. I was not passive. I didn't wait for it to happen. I pursued God. I pursued him. Like, no one will pursue God for us. Our relationship with God is our responsibility, and we can have as much of God as we want. We can have as much. Like, it's up to us. I mean, God is always willing. He is always there, just waiting for us to come to him. He's just waiting.
If we
And
could only remember that, because
yeah.
that is something that, you know, going about our everyday lives, as busy as we can be,
Mm-hmm.
we don't think about God waiting. But
Yeah.
he's
Waiting.
waiting. That
Yep.
is such a good word. I know right now so many people out there, so many women in particular, are looking for that one word. Every year,
Yeah.
they're looking for the one word when a
Yeah.
new year starts. Last
Yeah.
year, mine was perseverance. This
Yeah.
year, it is care. And that one word of waiting, God is waiting. That is a
Yeah.
great. Do you have a word for this year?
I do. My word for the year is grow.
Grow. That is great.
But it's in relation, and it's really important because I can't make anything grow. I can't do anything. It's only God who can make things grow. Now, there's probably going to be a little pruning involved.
Yeah,
and and I think of that and I go, oh, that's going to hurt, but it's going to be for my good.
yeah, it does hurt.
Yeah, it does hurt.
Now you had mentioned, maybe you didn't, but I know you have a course.
Yeah,
Correct? You have a course.
yep, yep. I just wrote a course with this in mind to help women learn how to develop this intimate relationship with God. And it's called Draw Near Beloved, 6 Growth Mindsets to Deepen Your Faith. And it's a course where it's part video and it's part workbook. So I made one big workbook. You can, when you purchase the course, you just download the workbook and print it off and put it together all in one spot. Because I thought if I did worksheets, you might lose them. So it's
That's
all in
right.
one. Yeah. It's all in one spot. And each module has a video, which is me doing a teaching. It's short. It's only about 10 minutes. And then with each module, you work through some worksheets. So I'll have a story that I wrote about myself. I'll have some biblical insights, and then I'll have a simple practice. Because, you're not going to go through this course and then say, well, look at me. Now I have a relationship with God. I made this course because I want you to go back to it again and again, because it's deep things. It's the work that you're going to have to do. It's the work that I've spent years doing that I'm asking you to kind of just start with these mindsets. And because sometimes I think we're stuck in our relationship with God because we're not addressing these certain mindsets. And so the mindsets that I address with the course are the longing mindset, the restoration mindset. And that's all about that God wants restoration for you. No matter what you've been through, there's nothing God can't restore. And then there's the belief mindset. What you believe about God is huge. If you believe that God is angry or disappointed with you, you are going to have a hard time connecting with him. If you believe that you're unlovable or you're unworthy or you're, all these things that women tell me they feel, you're going to have a hard time understanding that you're his beloved. So we'll deal with beliefs. Then the next one is one of my favorites. It's called the loving union mindset. And this is all about opening up our hearts to God, like giving God complete access to everything in you. Because as Christian women, sometimes we like to box that up and tuck it away. And God is like, if we're going to have union with God, he wants all of us. And so we work through that. Then the next one is the gratitude mindset, which is huge. It's life-changing. I don't know if it was 6 years ago, I did Ann Voskamp's 1,000 Gifts Bible study. And it was life-changing for me because I had just gotten to this really critical, unthankful, not sensing God around, and literally learning to practice gratitude will help you see God every day and every minute. It is life-changing. And it's such a simple thing. But I help you learn how to do that, how to have that mindset. And then the last mindset is the vulnerability mindset. And every time I mention vulnerability, women are like, oh, I can't. I'm like, but with God, we can. He's the only one who we are safe with. God will never use anything we share with him against us. He's the only safe one. And when we learn to be vulnerable with God, to open up about everything that we think, feel, worry about, he knows it anyway. So we're walking around acting like he doesn't know. And
he knows everything in advance.
Like,
yes.
Exactly. He's like, honey, I know what you're thinking about. I know what you're going to say tomorrow. So let's just talk about it. So it was a joy to do this course. And actually, I just launched it right before Christmas. It retails for $67 and I have it on sale for $47.
That sounds great.
I think what I want women to know, I want to take the shame away from Christian women, because we feel shame about our relationship with God. We're like, I'm not doing it right. There must be something wrong with me. And so that's the heart behind my writing. That's the heart behind my course. That's the heart behind everything I do, is that women would feel safe and nurtured and cared for, and not shamed, not ridiculed, not shoulded into things,
This sounds like a great course. It sounds like it's going to be like, basically, it's not one size fits all, because we're all unique.
Yeah.
And we're all at different seasons of our life.
Right.
So I am interested in taking this course, and I'm definitely going to sign up for it. Where can we sign up for that at?
It's on my website. So at PamelaHenkelman.com, and Henkelman is Henkelman. And then just look under course. It's super easy. It's right there.
All right. I plan on one of my listeners that's listening will, I'll have a drawing, and one of them will be able to go to your course for free. So,
wow. That's amazing.
Now, this will be a 6-week Or you can do, I mean, it's is it 6 lessons, but yet they can.
Yeah, you do it at your own pace. Yeah, no one's going to be saying, get it done, get it done. If it takes you 6 months to get through it, then take 6 months. And like, here it is. It's so pretty.
Well, that looks great.
So what I want you to know, though, is that I want you to use it as a reference, something that you can turn back to again and again, because like you say, you're going to be at a different place. So maybe right now you don't need help with gratitude, or maybe right now you don't need help with belief, but maybe in the future you will. So it's just, I want it to be a resource. I don't want it to be something you take one time and then throw it in a pile. I want you to be able to look back at it. And when you're ready to do the work, because I'm going to ask you some questions that you may not want to answer.
Okay, I heard you say that. How long is each video?
The videos are only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to make it too long.
It's very doable then.
It's very doable. It's just, it was a joy to write. And I pray that it's helpful.
Well, I look forward to it. And I mean, this is only I have to look at the calendar of January the 7th. It's only 7 days in. So this is great timing. And
yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on today and talking about all of this and helping women like us get to know God so much better, because he's waiting. He is waiting. I love that word. I'm going to go around saying it all the time now. He's waiting.
He's waiting. I love you so much.
Yeah, my husband say, who's waiting? He's waiting.
He is. We have a date.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on today, and it has been a joy to meet you.
Thank you so much, Laura. I had a blast.
I will put all of your links at the end of the show. I will have them all in there for everybody to find you, exactly where they need to go for Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Where else are you?
I have a Facebook group, actually, a private Facebook group called Beloved Community. And I just love that place. I love it. I go there every Wednesday live and do a teaching, just a 10-minute teaching. But it's just a safe place to grow your relationship with God.
Okay, that'll be on there too.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Pamela. I appreciate you.
You bet. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope this episode has encouraged you as much as it has me. I thank Pamela for coming on and sharing her inspiration and her love for God. For those who are listening and are wanting to win free stuff, and who doesn't want free stuff, right? Pamela is giving away to one listener a free 30-minute coaching session. And that is where the two of you can talk about whatever it is that's on your heart. And I'm giving away to one listener a paid entrance to attend her online course called Draw Near Beloved, 6 Growth Mindsets to Deepen Your Faith. And don't forget, she has several free resources on her website. Just look in the show notes and you will see all of her links. So if you're wanting to win free stuff, just post a heart emoji in the comments below, and the winners will be drawn by next Tuesday, the 19th, and will be announced then. Thanks so much, guys. And please remember to come back next Tuesday to share some encouragement with my next guest. Her name is Alexis Goring. I know you will be encouraged. And if you've not heard this yet today, you are appreciated and you are loved.